It was in 2014 when this that happened to Manchester United today last happened, and it was when Van Gaal was a Manchester United manager, and it was his first game at Old Trafford. He lost to Swansea 1-0, and Sigurdsson came in and scored that one goal, and Manchester United lost its opening game at Old Trafford. It has been 6 years and Manchester United had not lost an opening game at Old Trafford. Welcome to United Social Television. Please subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do air out on a daily now. What a shame. What a shame for Manchester United today, to the players, to the manager, and most likely to the board. And the board is headed by none other than the CEO of Manchester United, Eddie Woodward. This is really shocking. As I went into this game, I thought that Manchester United was going to win, but it had to concede a goal because of the threat of the forward of Crystal Palace. You've seen the game, you've seen how they battered us, especially Victor Lindelof. In the videos we've been doing here, we've always been telling you that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, before the season started, got out a list and penned it to the board and the CEO of Manchester United, and I told them that I need Jadon Sancho as my number one transfer target. I do need a centre back, and that was Upamecano, either Upamecano or Nathan Ake. He went on and told the board that I need a left-handed centre back. He too went on and told the board that I needed a midfielder. On those 4 players, he has been provided by only one player, and that is Danny van Beek in the midfield, and he has scored the only goal of Manchester United. That when the game was 2-0, he came and scored that one goal as you watched it come. But the board has again and again disappointed Ole Gunnar Solskjaer by failing to get him the players he wanted, and especially in the central defense. You saw what Lindelof did to the team of Manchester United. He was battered. The first goal, he was the first person to blame. He allowed the cross to come in from the left hand side. It came in, Luke Shaw was nowhere to be seen, and Townsend buried the ball into the back of the net. The second goal, although I don't agree with what the VR decided, but it was him to blame also, because we considered a penalty because of him getting the ball and holding it with his hand, although it was not a penalty, but he was to blame. The third goal, Zaha comes with the ball, he takes him off, he puts energy on him, and he hits the ball into the back of the net, making it 3-1 for Manchester United. So all this should go to the players, the manager, and the board. The board was on, if I'm to blame the board 100%, the board takes 60% of the blame, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer gave you the list of players you wanted and you never gave him the list of players you wanted. It really sucks. This is not how Manchester United acts. United had one of the best defenders or defensive partnerships in the world, in the names of Rio Ferdinand and Nemanja Vidic. Remember how many trophies Manchester United won. Remember, if I told you to win a trophy, there are games you're going to win 1-0 because of your defense. There are games you're going to draw and not lose because of your defense. And now Ole Gunnar Solskjaer tells the board to go and get in those players, and the board just goes on looking and guess, and they don't get the players that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer wants. And in the first game of the season, Manchester United has lost 3-1. Imagine. When do you last remember Manchester United conceding 3 goals? Ever since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer came in. It's really way back. I only remember the game of Chelsea when Manchester United was the semi-final, United lost 3 goals, and the game of Man City, the semi-final Carabao Cup, United lost 3-1. Yes, but those are big teams. If you lose to Manchester City 3-1, you'll know, yes, they are better than me in the attacking side, and they had to batter me that way. But how come Crystal Palace put 3 goals past our defense? This is really shocking. I never saw this coming. But remember, in the videos we used to make, United needs a centre back. They need to see who Harry Maguire should partner with. It would have been Eric Bailly, but Eric Bailly is injury prone. He's a glass. He cannot play the entire season. So that calls for Manchester United to go in and sign a reputable centre back, proved on the world stage. We are going into the Champions League. This can't be our defense. We are going to be battered. We are going to be exposed by teams with talented players. If at all Wilfried Zaha can put Victor Lindelof to the sword like that, what of if at all United faces teams? Remember, even this season in the Champions League, after kicking out PSG, when we got to a stage or a level when you're playing Barcelona, you see how we conceded goals. This defense is not taking us anywhere. United is not going to win a trophy with a defense that has Victor Lindelof and Harry Maguire. Man United has to take one of those 2 off and get another defender in the caliber of Upamecano or Koulibaly, such defenders who are harsh. Ruben Neves, such defenders who have pace, who have the energy, who have the physique to take on these players. I don't think, look at the first goal that came in when Manchester United conceded. I don't think Eric Bailly would have let that cross come into the box of Manchester United. He would have slept there and blocked that ball. But Victor Lindelof was like he was on an occasion or a wedding, and he never came to play football today. This is a disgrace to Manchester United. I don't want to see Manchester United not signing a defender in this week. I want to see Manchester United sign a defender. They have to bring on Jadon Sancho. They have to bring on Alex Telles if United is to compete for the title, and we have the chance. United has the chance. Losing the first game would have been an issue, but it's a checking point that where we go in the season, more of these things are going to happen. Players were off totally. I'm doing player ratings next, but I don't see any player scoring above 6 in my rating of how players have played today. You have to go in the comment section and tell me what you think about this game of Manchester United. We've lost to Crystal Palace. It's a shame loss. It has shown Ed Woodward that you have a lot of work to do. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come out and told the media about what he thinks of fans demanding for players. He went ahead and said Manchester United fans want to see the best players play at Old Trafford and putting on the Manchester United jersey. So are these the best players Manchester United can have? I think there are people that we have to load off. For example, Phil Jones has to be off. Marcus Rojo has to be off. Oh, that's defense. Chris Smalling has to go. Andres Pereira, however much he has potential, but he has not proved at Manchester United. He has been given a chance. He has not used it. He has to be loaded off. Lingard has to be off. Juan Mata has to be off. Those 5 players have to be loaded off. Then United has to reinforce its squad because they cannot even make the bench, because today they never even made the bench. So we need players that can come here and do us a favor as Manchester United fans. Welcome VidCon fan says Sancho is a big no. We need a centre back, a right back, and a central midfielder. I think we do have a central. I think we do in Matic and Freddy. They can do that of the central midfield, or you've said of a central a CB, central defender, right back. Right back, Aaron Bissaka, we do have him. RB is a right back. Center forward. I think, yes, a center forward. I talked about a center forward, and I think Antoine Martial needs another player to put him on pressure. For example, you see, ever since the coming in of Odion Ighalo, Antoine Martial has improved on the way he performs. Though today his performance was below average. Most of the entire team was below average. No player has played well. Apart from Danny Van Beek, he has showed us that he's a different class of player. The way he passes, the way he does his things. You say Wan-Bissaka, if injured, no one can back him up. There is Brandon Williams. Brandon Williams is a right fullback. I think he can play that well. That's why United, as rumor says, they've agreed a deal with Alex Telles of FC Porto. And if at all Alex Telles comes in, he will be a backup for Luke Shaw, and Brandon Williams will be a backup for Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And according to me, Fosu Mensah has not had a bad game. He's the one responsible for that cross that came in for Manchester United to score that one goal that came in. I think Have you ever seen Aaron Wan-Bissaka throw in a better cross than that of Fosu Mensah that he has thrown in today? I think the right back was okay, but the problem was the right back moves, but there is the space between the right back and Lindelof, because in defense there is what they call zonal marking. Vidcon, there is what they call zonal marking. So they divide the sides. Harry Maguire defends on the left hand side, then Lindelof defends the right hand side. So you've seen that space has been not utilized by Manchester United, and it's where almost all of the goals have come up from. And that calls for Manchester United. The intent signing that Manchester United needs right now is a centre back. Because the goals will come in, but trust me, we are going to concede more goals this season because people are going to come targeting Victor Lindelof. And it was clear that Crystal Palace, Roy Hodgson came in when they had targeted Victor Lindelof, and that's why they've done all that dirty there, and United has conceded 3 goals. That problem is a centre back. Harry Maguire needs a partner who is not like him, because Harry Maguire and Lindelof, they are the same kind of players. They are good with the ball, their game reading is okay, but they are very slow, and I think we should first get a centre back. Vidcon says we need tall centre forward who can head and stay back with opposition defender. Antoine Martial is not a centre forward. But for this issue of Antoine Martial, I look at a team like Liverpool. By the way, most teams no longer, they don't have centre forwards. They just have people who are good on the ball and can score goals. Look at Liverpool. They don't have a centre forward. You can't tell me that Firmino is not a centre forward. Mo Salah is not a centre forward, and Sadio Mane is not a centre forward. But they get in those goals that the team wants. And I know Antoine Martial, Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Mason Greenwood or Jadon Sancho will bring in the goals. But the problem is we do need a centre back. We do need a centre back badly, and we do need Jadon Sancho, because the more chances do come in. Now you are blaming Antoine Martial that he's not playing his role. Which chance did he create? Did United create any chance that Antoine Martial never backed at the back of the net? No chance was created at all. The only shots on target we've got were the ones that Paul Pogba shot on the edge of the 18-yard box, Bruno Fernandes, and that goal of Danny Van Beek. No other chance was created. So I want us to rate Antoine Martial on the chances that he converts when they've been created for him. I don't want us to go into that thing of centre forward. Very many people, Antoine Martial is battered by the English press because he's not an Englishman. But today, how do you shift the blame to Antoine Martial without including Rashford? Rashford had a worst game today, and he played close to 80 minutes. Why Rashford played close, he played 90 minutes plus the 6 minutes added. Rashford wouldn't have been on that pitch for all that long. And if at all I was Susha, I was taking off Rashford in the first half. Daniel James would have stayed into the team, according to me, because he offers a lot than him, because at least Daniel James's form is okay right now, but that of Rashford is off. Ever since he came back from injury, his form has been off. Vidcon says Martial, Rashford go wide, they don't stay up front. Most of the goals they score, they come from outside, not like Van Persie or Van Nistelrooy, who were tall and strong. Liverpool tactic is set up like that. They are very strong in playing from the middle. They can press on opposition box. Yes, we can also press because we do have players that are comfortable with the ball. Bruno Fernandes, Mason Greenwood, and I don't want to mention Mason Greenwood in this conversation because I think Manchester United should go in for Jadon Sancho. That shouldn't be debated about of Jadon Sancho. I want the forward of Manchester United with Jadon Sancho, Antoine Martial, and Marcus Rashford. And behind them, I want to see Bruno Fernandes and Danny Van Beek there. Those 4 or 5 players and Pogba are comfortable on the ball, trust me. We can be like Liverpool. The only solution we want, the first solution, is we need a centre-back. Vidcon, do we agree together? Do you agree with me? I think we need a centre-back first. Before we think of anything else, we need a centre-back and Jadon Sancho at Old Trafford. That's when we are going to start arguing about other things. Because if at all you say Rashford played wing and wide forward, Martial has taken centre forward position, so he needs to take up the responsibility. Yes, taking up the responsibility doesn't, because you won't do all the jobs that other teams are doing. Other team members are not doing. Other team members are not providing those chances in. What do you want Antoine Martial to do? He came up to pick the ball. He cannot interplay. Even Bruno Fernandes was off today. The entire Manchester United team was crap. We have to agree that the team of Manchester United today was crap and they didn't come to play football. Amidst us not having a real centre-back that we want, Manchester United didn't play football today. Trust me, they didn't play football today. It was not Manchester United. It was another team. I never saw this coming today because I thought, I had my view that Manchester United is going to win like 3-2. I knew we are going to win, but we had to concede. Because this season, trust me, teams have started Manchester United. They are eyeing to us because they know we are a threat to them. Each and every team that is going to come at Manchester United, they are going to target one player, and that is Victor Lindelof. They are going to target his side because they can beat him easily. A player with the pace. You've seen what has happened to Manchester United today. It has been really horrible. Vidcon, I think there is something I want us to agree on. Other teams know United are very weak. If you press their striker, that's why they're not afraid to attack. No, that's not it. The problem is United, if it creates the chances, they score goals. In this game today, have you seen United create any chance? For Antoine Martial? Not really. Manchester United has not been a threat to Crystal Palace at all today. Manchester United players were off. Have you seen Paul Pogba? Paul Pogba has passed 4 blind passes today. The goals, one of the goals that we conceded, it's because of Harry Maguire. He tried to pass on the left hand side of the side. He wanted to pass to Luke Shaw or Rashford, and he ended up passing the ball to the opponent, and that's when the counter-attack came from. The 2 goals. But Antoine Martial was isolated in front. No ball was coming to him. However much he tried to come and pick the balls, they didn't come through. Trust me, the likes of Liverpool, how many goals did Mo Salah score last season in the Premier League? How many seasons did Antoine Martial score? You see, if at all United can get a person who can give them 23 or 30 goals a season, Antoine Martial can, Rashford can, and Bruno Fernandes can. That means United has the goals it needs. But the problem is, can we defend the goals we score? We can't. Even in that critical moment you saw after Manchester United scored the goal, the game was 2-1. United couldn't hold up to go and score a second goal, but it allowed in a third goal, and who allowed the third goal to come in? It was none other than Victor Lindelof. Lindelof shouldn't be in that team. He should be somewhere else, because we need another centre back at Manchester United. We badly need a centre back. We badly need Jadon Sancho. We badly need a left back at Manchester United. Those three players should come in. And I went on to tweet on my Twitter that I think today the CEO of Manchester United is not going to sleep in his home, because the rioters who attacked him last time might attack him this time around, because he has failed to bring on players. He has failed to bring on players we want. That was a weak team though. Bob Toure, which team? Crystal Palace or Manchester United? Bob Toure, thank you for commenting. Which team do you say it was weak? Which team was weak? Is it Manchester United or Crystal Palace? Victor is the best United defender. Victor played on the right side of the defense, and Mensah played right back. He was being run over by opposition. Victor had to defend two players at most of the time. No. I won't agree with you with that. I won't agree with you, because each and every time he was beaten in his position. It was not like he had went to go and give Fosu Mensah support. No, not really. He never went there to give, because I never saw Fosu Mensah beaten at any one moment. He wasn't beaten. They just passed into the space that Victor Lindelof has to come and defend, and he never did his job because he's slow. He's like Harry Maguire, and they targeted him because the danger man of Crystal Palace, in the names of Wilfried Zaha, utilizes that side a lot. You get? And it went to the worst when Mason Greenwood was brought on, because Mason Greenwood does not defend. So there was a lot of space in between the right hand side and Victor Lindelof. Such a player needs to play where Harry Maguire is playing, and we need to get a player of a different caliber like Eric Bay. Eric Bay is a player who is supposed to be playing that side, but he's injury prone. You won't rely on him for the entire season. That's it. So Bob says, if that is the team Woodward think will win the Premier League, then forget it. That's it. That's totally United. If at all United doesn't get a central defender, if they don't get Jadon Sancho, if they don't get Alex Telles, there is no way United will be winning the Premier League this season or next season. If you bring in those three players before 5th October, and that's when the transfer window ends, I think Manchester United would have put itself in a better position to come and compete with the likes of Liverpool, Man City and Chelsea. Look at Chelsea. Chelsea has made its 7th signing today, and that is the goalkeeper, and that is Mendy. And I'm told Chelsea wants to make its 8th signing today or tomorrow, and that is Rice of West Ham in the midfield. Chelsea is strengthening its team, and what annoys me as a Manchester United supporter and fan and diehard who has watched Manchester United win way back years is all those teams. Manchester United is richer than those teams, very much richer than those teams, but these teams are spending more than Manchester United. Manchester United has only spent £35 million this summer bringing in Danny Van Beek, and guess what? Aston Villa has spent the same amount of money to bring in a striker today from France, and he has signed today. Do you think Manchester United is the caliber to have the same spending or budget as Aston Villa? Look at the likes of Everton. They've brought in players. Man City. All those teams, Manchester United is richer than them, but the Glazers don't want to come and give us money that we want. It's really a shame. This is a shame for Manchester United, but I think it might be an eye-opener to Ed Woodward that let's get these signings in, because Solskjaer gave him the list and he's not giving Solskjaer what he wants. Solskjaer told him, I want a centre-back, I want a left-footed defender to deputize Luke Shaw, I want a right attacking midfielder in the names of Jadon Sancho. Those are the midfielder. They've only availed him with a midfielder, and that is Danny Van Beek, who scored for Manchester United today. But we are lacking in the defense. Manchester United needs Jadon Sancho on the pitch. Trust me, you are not going to get the whole bulk of Manchester United and put it on Mason Greenwood, that 18-year-old who is criticized in media, whose mind is not yet set to play football, and he is not in that mindset with the likes of Ronaldo and Wayne Rooney, because they were big heads on young shoulders, in that they were young, but their mindset was way far from what we think Mason Greenwood is. He's a good player, but he needs to play 2 more seasons, deputizing one of an experienced player like Jadon Sancho, and then he'll give us what we want. Vidcon says Victor Lindelof and Wan-Bissaka is a good partnership. My problem on Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof, one has known to be in the defense of Manchester United. He has known to be in the defense of Manchester United. It's not all about the partnership, but you don't think that Manchester United will bench Harry Maguire. Manchester United needs in a defender that can partner with Harry Maguire. And Victor Lindelof has to be in that squad such that when Harry Maguire is injured, or because we have very many football games to play in a shortest period of time possible, so they might deputize. Harry Maguire comes in, or Lindelof comes in for Harry Maguire in some games. Vidcon says Arsenal has fixed their defense. Yes. How can Manchester United talk about it? Manchester United, Gabriel Magalhaes was available for Manchester United from France, but Manchester United couldn't pay £27 million to get Gabriel Magalhaes, and Arsenal went for him. And I think Arsenal has fixed its defense. Trust me, they have. Gabriel Magalhaes, when you look at his statistics, he has to be a Manchester United player. How can Arsenal beat us on a player of £27 million? Solskjaer had talked of Upamecano. Upamecano's buyout clause is now 35 or 37 or £40 million. United has to move for Upamecano to come to Manchester United. Vidcon says Chelsea is fixing their weakness too. They have already fixed all their weaknesses, because in defense they've brought in Thiago Silva and Malanga Sarr. Thiago Silva is a player who is experienced and is going to partner with I think he's going to partner with Rudiger in that central defense of Chelsea. And Malanga Sarr is there. They have Curtis Zuma, so they're sorted. They want to bring in a player of Rice from West Ham to come and fix their defense. No, their defensive midfield. They have Kai Havertz, they have Timo Werner, they have Perisic. Is Manchester United at a level of those 3 teams, that is Liverpool, Chelsea and Man City? I think we are not yet there, if at all we don't have the 3 signings. Vidcom, I want to thank you for being on this live for all this long and being the very first person to comment. Bob Turi, thank you too. I want more comments to come in. Let's put this discussion to comments, and we'll later put it to a halt, because it helps us as the fans of Manchester United. Vidcon says Manchester United will panic buy. They will pay too much money for player which they don't need. They will sit on the bench. There is no panic buy right now, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer already made his shortlist and he gave it to the board. So there is no panic buy. All the players are available. We've lost Thiago Alcantara to Liverpool. We've lost Gareth Bale and Sergio Reguilon to Tottenham Hotspur. We've lost Gabriel Magalhaes to Arsenal. This is total disappointment. We are in raptures because of the board. They don't want to get Solskjaer the players he wants. He told them, get me a centre back, get me a left full back, get me a right forward. But they've only got him on one player, and that is Danny Van Beek, and that is the midfielder. And remember, Van Beek left. Danny Van Beek comes in Manchester United after Manchester United had lost close to 2 midfielders in the names of Fellaini and Ander Herrera, and we had not replaced any midfielder. But thank God in January Bruno Fernandes came in and now Van Dijk has come in. I think that gap has been covered and it's no longer being cleared at Manchester United anymore. I don't think Manchester United has very many midfielders. Vidcon says, feeling very bad for Freddie, he has improved, but too many players for same position. There are players who have cost millions and cost hundreds of thousands per week sitting on the bench. Even today, in my probable lineup that I did, I never expected Scott McTominay to start ahead of Freddie. I expected Freddie to start in the Manchester United lineup. But to my surprise, I saw him come. And he played 90 minutes. This is something, it's very disgusting, by the way, for Manchester United to lose to Crystal Palace in such a manner. How do you leave Freddie on the bench and play Scott McTominay for all of those minutes? I don't fancy that. I don't support that. I don't think that's the Manchester United we want to see. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has issues, but the board is the problem. The board and Ed Woodward are the problem of Manchester United. And the Glazers, they bought the Manchester United team on loan. They've not completed that loan and they go on to go and make profits. This is a business. They're not into Manchester United winning trophies. When Manchester United was back in the Champions League, for them it was okay because it's going to make them money and they're going to be happy with that. But with the fans, where are we left? We are left in a situation of total dilemma. We are between a rock and a hard press. Solskjaer came out this weekend and said Manchester United fans want the best players on the pitch, and the best players that we want on the pitch were given to the man himself, Ed Woodward, and he failed to buy the players that Solskjaer wants. Now Manchester United has lost 3 points because of the laziness of the board. At least, even if Jordan Sanchez is expensive, get us a centre back of 35 million pounds or 40. Bring him. Bring Alex Telles. Then we'll see the rest. But we are not having those players. A centre back. Can United fail to get a centre back in the world? The centre backs are there. Gabriel Magalhaes was at 27 million pounds and Arsenal managed to pay them, and Arsenal is doing okay. Manchester United has to do more than this. Trust me, this is really disgusting for Manchester United. And let me tell you what, I had something to read for you here from Patrice Evra said, I've had enough of VAR. It was absolutely not a penalty. I have had enough of VAR. I'm so happy I've retired. They are following the rules, but they are really killing the game. That's what Patrice Evra said. Then Gary Neville has come out and said there is going to be a big pressure. There is going to be a very big pressure on the back of this. We can talk about Jadon Sancho all we like, but until they get a centre back who can run and defend one-on-ones, they can never going to win the league. They are never going to win the Premier League with that centre back pairing. They have to get a mobile dominant centre back, half in alongside either Lindelof or Harry Maguire. I'm supporting what Gary Neville is saying. Right now, Manchester United has to go in and get those players that are needed to play at Manchester United. However much Solskjaer is stressing that the people must be having the love for Manchester United, but they are players. A football player is a football player and they're professional. However much he wants to play for another club, if at all you've raised the money, he will come in and play for you. I don't think every player who is at Manchester United wants to be there. But because United gave them a chance to put on their jersey, they are playing for us. The good thing is we are how many days? 11, close to 16 days away from the deadline of the transfer window, and I think Manchester United will make close to 2 or 3 signings before this summer ends. This has been a very good key study, and it's going to be a blessing in disguise. That's what I'm thinking. It might be a blessing in disguise that Manchester United is going to go in and buy those players. I remember, was it 2012 when Manchester United had trounced Arsenal 8 goals to 2? Arsenal went on and bought defenders and other players because they knew the players they had couldn't compete for the Premier League. And I think this could be a blessing in disguise for Manchester United. Thank you guys. I think I'm going to sign out here at United Social Television, but it's disgusting. Let this message go to Ed Woodward and the Glazers that fans are coming for you if you don't sign those players that they want, please. You have to bring those players that the fans want. Please and please and please, we are not here to get ashamed. We are not here to get battered as a Manchester United team. We want to win. It's been long since we last saw a Premier League trophy being lifted by Manchester United players. We are at 20 Premier League trophies. Liverpool is at 19. If at all Liverpool goes and wins this trophy this season, they are going to be equaling us. This is not something we want to see at Manchester United or in the Premier League. We are the big team in the Premier League. Let's get those players and we will see a very big change at Manchester United. Ed Woodward, please buy the players that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer told you to buy this season. Please don't make our life a hard one as we support this team, because some people are losing lives and others are demonstrated. Those who are not strong are having a bad night. There might be fights in families because of Manchester United losing. I'm Rokani and I'm out for now. Thank you for watching. I'm coming back with the player ratings here at United Social Television. Thank you for watching. Thank you VidCon fan. Thank you Bob Toure. Thank you for watching in. I've liked your comments. Your interaction is very much welcomed, and I'll be back in a space of 1 hour to bring you what I think my player ratings were for this game. But it was disgusting for Manchester United, and the board should sort itself by buying us the players that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer shortlisted